Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Manuel Oil Paints. My name is Manuel Rodriguez, and if you already watched part 1, this is a video I'm doing of a boat that I will be painting. Here's the reference. This boat, I talked about it already a little bit in part 1, so you can go ahead. If you haven't seen that video, please watch it. So you can see the process that I do when I paint. So this is a series of videos that I'm filming just to document the process of my paintings, right? And in this case, I started from a white canvas. So in the first video, I covered a few things about how I prepare my canvas, and here it is already prepared. It's all toned, ready to go. So now I'm going to go into the drawing process of this boat. And this is the fun / nerve-wracking part, because sometimes the drawings come out good in the first try, quickly, easy, organic. Other times they are complicated. So I'm not the most exceptional drawer in the world. I have some experience and I practice drawing freehand. So as you can see here, I just did a little grid, and that's all I'm going to use to guide me, 4 quadrants, and we'll see how it turns out. So this is raw footage, nothing pre-planned. Here we'll see what happens. Let's see how good I can get this drawing to get started with my painting. So here I have my brush, not very big, any brush will do. Square brush, doesn't matter if it's not square, just any brush really, just to start drawing this. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to grab a little mineral spirits, and that way I can dilute my paint a little bit for this drawing stage. And I'm just grabbing a light amount of burnt sienna here. So first I need to find the edges of the subject, right? So here I see the back side of the boat is somewhere down here, something like that. A little more color there so I can see better. And excuse me if I have to cover what I do, because as I move, that's the back side of the boat. So I'm just pinpointing the edges of my subject here. Maybe the tip of the boat is somewhere around here. Let's see, so somewhere around there. We'll adjust as we go. The bottom side of the boat, somewhere, it's somewhere around here. And I'm trying to not be too stiff here. I'll just continue painting. Now maybe the horizon line is like a quarter quadrant, so I'll divide by 2, somewhere around here. There we go. Maybe a little higher, like that. Okay, and I'll go right off the bat. And I think I'm going to grab my ruler to get a nice and straight line here. Not too dark line, because in case I make a mistake, then I can correct easily. So the horizon maybe around here, as I can see, somewhere there, something like that. Okay. I'm just stepping back and forth to see how things are looking from far, and that's what I like about working standing up. If you've seen my other videos, I rarely stand up. I'm usually sitting down, and for this one I'm really happy that I get to stand up and walk around a little bit. So now here some general lines we're gonna do. I see here the boat, the shape. So I do this with my paintbrush to see the angles of things, how they need to go. So something like this. something like that for the top of the boat. The tip of the boat is about halfway, something like around here. My paint is a little light, so I'm just gonna grab a little more pigment. That's cool. So checking angles, straight line, something like that. Simple. Just trying to get the overall look of this boat. And maybe here, let's go to the tail of the boat. I see a line going down like that. Something like this, yep. And then here, it goes somewhat like that. I try to just do straight lines as I paint the boat, or anything pretty much. I don't go do circular lines or anything. I know it's very basic, the beginning. So like here we have a line like that, and something like this. And as I go and I start to notice little inconsistencies, I start to fix them by applying new paint, darker paint on top. Something like that. Okay, the painting part of things, or the drawing side of things, is a bit basic. It's just draw basic shapes. Nothing significant about this. Just it's gonna look funny maybe. We'll see. Here we have one line like that, one going down near the tip, and here just big blocks of shapes. And like I said, I'm not the expert drawer, so forgive me if I make some mistakes. I'm looking here at the edge of the boat is somewhere around here, something like that. And then here, maybe a line like that. Okay. I feel like I got myself a cane now. Sometimes I just have something in my other hand. It's just, and I put it on the side. Okay, so continuing here, the top part of the boat, we have here something like, that's like I don't know anything about boats, so I don't know what to call this. It's like the ceiling of the room inside the boat, I guess. The back side of the boat, need more paint. So to make the paint run, remember, you need mineral spirits. And you see here, maybe, okay, there's the horizon. Okay, so here, this looks like it's done right there. Here there's a line, something like that. And then here I just need to complete the top side of the boat. Okay. About here we have the, I don't know what this is called, but that's like a level on the boat. So now I'm going to go transition into the windows of the boat. So let's see how many times I say boat today. So angle looks more like it's here, somewhere there. Top of the window is about here. And it's a line that goes in this direction, like that. And then we have the side. So here we have, around here is the end of the front side of the boat. Now to the side, might go down like that. And in fact, actually, quick thing. You might maybe you saw me grabbing the brush this way. It's better to grab it this way in the beginning. So if you catch yourself doing this, switch to this grip. Better, and using more the arm to paint. So something like that. I don't know. And horizon is still here. Okay, so now there's a nice little seagull up here on top. That's a nice little end, like a cherry on top. So this is like a deck where the people drive. So I'm going to learn something about boats too, right? Like by painting it, looking at the anatomy of the boat. So this could be, you could say, this is the front right here. Something like that, and then here. So as you see, it doesn't look like a masterpiece at all. It just looks like a children's drawing, but that's how it begins. Now here, there's like an interesting curve, but first, here is the front side of the driver's cabin, or whatever you might call it. If you know anything about boats, please enlighten me about the names of these parts of the boat. But yeah, that's where the steering wheel is. So here it goes somewhat like this down. Down here, there's this post for the, it looks like what do you call, like a shade. So while you drive the boat, the sun doesn't kill you. It's below the middle part of the, something like that. Sometimes it's okay to exaggerate the angle of things a little bit, just to give it more perspective. So then here, let's see, so I was doing this post, then it goes up to like about here, and then turns in the direction of the other one. So we have this direction like that. Okay, so far so good. And look at the proportions of things, right? So if this is the center of, looks like the center of the boat is, oh, I see. So here's the window and another window. Something like that. Okay. Window, window, and here is the center of the boat, right here, somewhere around there. That's the center of the boat. So, and here's the steering wheel. So that way we have an idea which way the boat is facing. So if this goes the center, the center goes through here. And right at the center above is the corner of the little shade. That corner. Now we capture the other corner, where the other corner is somewhere around here, a little higher, somewhere around there, and then we go ahead with the angle, 1, 2, something like that. Second part of the shade, something like this, and the last part, something like this. Okay, starting to get shape. So it feels funny to draw or paint in this scale, but it's really nice. And on top of that, there's something like a, I don't know, it looks, I don't know what this is, but there's something on top here, somewhere there. Okay, so now taking a little moment here to review what I'm doing and start making it a little more bold. My decisions, making sure that they are looking good. The proportions, the tip of the bolt is here. Okay, need more paint now. I'm gonna start grabbing a little more paint to start. There's something off here with the angle of the bout. So one thing I learned is to don't continue forward with your painting until you feel confident about these tiny little details, like maybe something off here. It's just a very slight angle. So I'm going to redefine the horizon a little bit because I don't see very good. So the ruler that I use to define the horizon is not to keep it straight, it's more just for knowing where it is, and easy way to paint a straight line, right? But it's not necessary to use a ruler for the horizon. Now here, this goes out of the horizon, so it goes higher, like that. So at this point, maybe I will start to fix the things I'm doing here, and going for darkening the values. I should maybe use a bigger paintbrush for this, but so what I'm doing now, I'm just checking the proportion of the bolt. I mean, here it's an edge, and this needs a little more definition here, so I'm just going to draw like a line like that. Trying to see here, it ends here, and there's this shape. Something like that. So now I'm just starting to add value, which means that I'm starting to darken some spots on the bolt here to see better. It brings life to the painting, but also helps to see where the dark parts are and where the light parts are. So I guess it's important to do this part. It's almost like a study of the art within the painting itself. So here I'm just studying what I'm seeing. For example, this dark part, it takes over a big part of the painting, right? So I'm just going to draw like a dark thing. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what this is. Like maybe when I see it in color, I will understand it better. But it just looks like the edge of the room beneath the bolt. I don't know. So Anyway, it's a different plane, a different level. So something like that. Okay, it ends somewhere around here. Like I said, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna bring this closer here, so it's I don't have to reach that much. Now, going to the bottom part here, I just see dark. You know what? I'm getting annoyed here. I'm going to switch to the big boy, a bigger one, bigger brush. So yeah, don't start the painting with a tiny little brush because then it's gonna take forever. So that's a lot better. And of course, because of the scale of this painting, it takes longer. Even if you paint fast, it's gonna take longer than a small one. So the previous one I just did a little black and white study. This took me an hour, 45 minutes to do. And then you can see better there compared to this size. So it's pretty small, you could say. And that took me 1 hour, 45 minutes. So if I want to achieve that with this, I don't know how long it might take, right? So when you paint, you have to be patient. Take your time. And I guess it's what they call delayed gratification, right? You have to take your time, take it easy. Okay, so I'm gonna start darkening things. Here there's this black line, or I don't know what color it might be, but it's dark line that goes all the way to the top of the boat, like this, something like that. And like I said, if you make a little mistake or something, you just fix it later, no big deal. Takes time away, right? If you don't make mistakes, you finish faster, but we all make mistakes when we paint, so you have to get used to that. Okay, so walk away from your painting sometimes, turn around, look away, and then look at it quickly. You will see what parts are not doing good, right? So far, so good. It just looks like this part needs to be a little thicker. Like that. Something like that. This is that dark part of the boat that's touching the water. Now, here it's a lot darker. Right, so this part here, there's like a line that goes like that. Something like that. And here I'm starting to grab more paint, as you can see, just to make it darker. All of this, like that. And like this, little by little. Oh, I see. So this here is the like a rail that the boat has, so you don't fall while you are having a good time. So I don't want to get confused with that line, but I do want to have an idea that it's there, something like that. Okay, so then grabbing more paint, continuing the process. Now I'm going to maybe work on the bigger side of things over here to start darkening everything. Go with the big boy, this one. And some mineral spirits, more paint. So now this step, I'm just going to darken what I see is dark. So around here there's some clouds. All of this. And little by little this way I will start to get a better idea of how dark things have to be. I have a bunch of raw sienna or burnt sienna, so I'm not afraid to run out of paint or something. So I'm just going to grab more and be a little heavy on the mineral spirits today. So I hope you all had a good Valentine's Day yesterday, and remember Valentine's Day, sometimes people forget that it's not just about going out with somebody, or if you don't have a boyfriend and girlfriend, you know, it's the day of love and friendship. And it's good to reach out to your friend maybe that you haven't talked to in a long time, and just say hello and talk about life and maybe remember some good times, and just show some gratitude to your friends. Of course, if you're married or you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, then go out, celebrate, have some fun, because we have to be grateful that we have friends and family that love us, right? So that's what we will be doing soon. My wife and I, we might go have some dinner tomorrow. We didn't celebrate yesterday. She was playing with an orchestra. She's a violinist. So she was out with the orchestra, and I stayed home and practiced the guitar. Watched a little bit of Oppenheimer. I don't know let me know if you've seen this movie. Comment if you liked it or not. I only watched 30 minutes, so I don't know if it's how good it is or what, but yeah. Oppenheimer was so far so good. I'm liking it. And practice, I painted yesterday, and it was a good day. And today I woke up with a mood of painting some more. And here I am. So if you ever feel the inspiration to paint or do anything, basically, if you are suddenly inspired to go to the gym, then take advantage of that inspiration, because inspiration doesn't last very long, right? So whenever you're inspired to do something, that's the best time to take action, because after the inspiration goes away, then comes the discipline, and that's a different story, right? Sometimes we don't want to do things and we have to force ourselves. That's discipline. So I was feeling inspired to paint today, so I didn't even question it. I just started doing it. I did some work already today, and I taught some guitar lessons, and I need to practice a little bit after this, so I'm not going to be painting for 6 hours or something. But yeah, it's nice Saturday today. Nice way to relax a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to continue painting this a little longer. Here, I just saw there's the window of the driver. So now I'm starting to notice some issues here because the cover of the boat looks like it's too low, too close to the driver cabin, and we need a little window here, a little window for the driver, so like that, and then a side window for the wind. And here, okay, so if you want to fix it, just grab a little bit of a tissue like this, and easy, you just sort of scrape it away like that, and there you go. That's better. No big deal, because this thing is very easy to fix if it doesn't look good or something, the proportions not right or whatever. Just fix it on the go, so I don't worry too much about it. But I do need to define here a little better the top side of this boat. So here's that black line that I was doing. Something like that. It's like a decoration of the boat. I don't know if it serves any purpose other than to make it look nice. Who knows? I've actually never been on a boat like this. I grew up in Paso, Texas, and there's no water nearby, really. I mean, there's a couple of lakes, but not like here. You have Lake Michigan. It's pretty much like a sea. If you didn't know, you would think it's the sea, but it's a lake. That's how big it is. Let me know if you've ever come to Lake Michigan and experienced it. It's really beautiful. But yeah, pretty much people like to go on these boats, and there's even like a yacht club here. So, I don't know what they do. They go out, and sometimes, on beautiful days, they go out and they ride their boat in the water, and I don't know what they do, drink and party, or I don't know what they do, but some people really enjoy it. And I've never been in one like this. So if you have one, if you have a boat and you live here in Milwaukee and you want to invite me, I'm open to going with you to the open water. Maybe fishing would be nice to try. I haven't done that either. I haven't tried fishing in open water. So I'm open to different ideas. Okay, so far, going back to the painting, I think here, this is the top side of this thing. It's like maybe like an entrance to the boat, or I don't know what this is, but I would have to go check it out. I'm gonna have to go climb the boat if it's still there. Maybe when it's not snowing like today, but and see what it is. Now I'm very curious. But I can see that it has a form now. I can see that it goes something like this. Oh, that's too much. It's too much curve, too much angle. Okay. And back to what I was doing here, to the edge of the boat. And the drawing, like I said, doesn't have to be completely perfect. It just has to have character. It has to have good proportions, easy to fix proportions. What else? Okay, so now I'm going to work here a little bit on the shadow on the water, so I can see there's like a line that goes like that. And that's the shadow of the boat, like there. Something like that, right? So if you look at it from far, the sun was back there. In fact, the sun is right here. Um, I'll show you how I do the sun in a second. There's a little technique there, but here is very slight. You cannot really see very well. There's all of this is the shadow of the boat. Something like that. All of this is the dark side of the moon. Comment and like and subscribe if you're a big fan of Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. I've always liked it. I don't get bored of it. I mean, I don't listen to it every single day, right? But I still listen to it. Especially that album, Dark Side of the Moon. It's my favorite. I like Time and Breathe. I like that song, Breathe. David Gilmour, the guitarist, is one of my favorite guitar players in the world. So, yeah, sometimes when I'm painting, I'll put on some Pink Floyd or something like that. Okay, going back to the other brush. A little bit of detail here by this window. I just see it's dark. Right here. A little dark here. Like that. You see there's a lot of darkness around here. Dark here. To get a good idea of the shape of this boat. It's looking good. Again. So sometimes it looks great and then after a while I realize something weird I did, or so here there's a nice line here that I didn't include. It goes like right here, something like that. Yep, these are like a triangular window there. I really want to define this edge on the boat, so I know where this the end of the boat ends, the edge. It's like around here, right? I think so, something like that. It almost lines up with this is not convincing me up here, this thing, yet, but I'll fix it little by little. Okay, so I didn't forget about the sun. I'm gonna show you how I take care of that sun. So far, maybe the boat needs, obviously I'm not going to work on this to a photographic level, but it's looking good. It's looking like, I think it looks similar to the photo here. So I'm just looking for general proportions. Yeah, this thing is not quite right. This weird thing. Okay, I'll fix it as I go. So now for the sun, as you can see, it's right here. It's right above the edge of the driver, somewhere around here, a little bit above the middle quadrant, the middle of the quadrant. So you just grab a piece of paper like that with your finger, some mineral spirits to dilute the paint, and then you find the spot where it goes, and somewhere around here Okay, looks a little too high. I'm gonna grab more mineral spirits and just do that. Looks like go somewhere around here. That's the sun. So it's a sunset. That's the east side, or the yeah, right. Or it's the sunrise, I guess. Yeah, because that's the east side of the lake. So it's a sunrise. And that's it. I think that concludes the drawing of the boat. So just a little more detail here to see exactly. I'm not gonna go into big detail. I just want to see this handrail. Something like that. Okay, so that gives me enough information to begin this painting. So after this, I will just go maybe right into, I think I'm going to go right into the color at this point, so I don't take too long doing this. So join me in the next video for the color, and yeah, see you there, part 3. Thank you.